Good evening, City Council, Mayor. So glad to be with you this evening. Uh, I wanted to speak tonight in public recognition and call out three people from the Rock the Block team: Kelsey Stedman, Kimmy Sibbons, and Dawn Michelle. These three folks have been working not connected to their organizations, but as individuals, spending time and money out of their own pocket in excessive heat to spend time on ML King and support those folks down there. As Joe was saying, there are some portable toilets down there. And everyone from Rock the Block and everyone else that's in support of porta potties down there want those folks to have porta potties. But folks are tired of waiting for someone to have the dignity to use the restroom in privacy, for others to be protected, children, homeowners, and renters to not have to see private parts and to watch one of the most intimate things that a person does multiple times a day. I really just want to applaud them for coming up with a solution. I'm actually one of those people that trained on how to change that porta potty with the tie and cufflinks. It's super easy to do, and they're so grateful down there. But that's not all that's happening down there. Folks have it misunderstood that, oh, we're just down there feeding folks. But it's so much more. Spending time with people, sitting in their tents, finding out what their concerns are, what are their issues, listening to their stories. Uh, my agency took someone to treatment who wanted to get off drugs and get off the street. It was a 2 hour ride, which is about a $200 bill for our agency that we ate up. We had to go back down and get him because that agency was pretty terrible to him. You have regular citizens here in Bremerton that are doing some remarkable things. And I just want you to know that we're all in this together, but they are down treating wounds on hands, feet, legs, arms. Like I said, spending time with people, taking folks to treatment. They have personal relationships with the people that are down there. And while we're waiting for city council and for the mayor to figure out what's going to happen, we know that this isn't going to happen overnight. Understand that there are some citizens that are really stepping up. And I just wanted y'all to know that this evening. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments. And next up, we'll go to Kelsey S.
Hi, this is Kelsey Stedman. I didn't purposely mean to follow Marwan. Marwan, thank you so much for the shout out, and you two have been doing great work. I wanted to address some of the things people have been bringing up. Marwan's right, and as some other people have shared, the solution is not 5-gallon buckets for people to use. It was an interim. We need to do something, which requires someone going every other day and emptying them. We have reached out to multiple agencies that own property on MLK, and none of them have been spoken to by anyone about their willingness to house a porta potty on their property if there's not city property for it to be on. And we have 2 agencies that have identified they'd be willing to enter in a conversation. So my question for council tonight is, how does an agency access that money? It would likely still be under a citizen's name because these agencies aren't willing to take on liability unless the city is willing to do that. So how do we have a conversation about quickly entering into a contract to get porta potties on property that has been offered by these agencies? And we have a porta potty company as well that is willing to put the porta potty there. It's $900 if it gets ruined to the point of not being able to be used. The reason a porta potty failed behind Salvation Army years ago is no sharps container was placed in there. We've received permission to bolt a sharps container to the porta potty. Those 5-gallon buckets are treated very respectfully. We haven't found one sharp in them. And the unfortunate silver lining of fentanyl use is there's fewer sharps overall as people are smoking and not injecting. There was one bag of sharps next to one porta potty. We put a sharps container in there and it's used. So I just wanted to address the reason that a porta potty hadn't worked in the past. There's very simple ways to rectify that. And even the 5-gallon buckets are being treated respectfully. So how do we quickly get the funds to implement a porta potty?
I'm going to defer to the mayor here to answer that. It's my understanding the city can we routinely enter contracts with agencies that involve obviously giving the money in return for goods and services. But Mayor, if you want to address that.
Yeah, just Kelsey, have the property owner email me. So we will always be willing to entertain an offer or a proposal. That's never ever not been an option for us. So just email. We'll start the dialogue and see what the property owner is thinking about.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Kelsey, for your comments.
Okay.
All right, next up, we'll go to Joslyn.
This is Joslyn. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Hi, this is Joslyn. I'm with the Bremerton Prayer Walk, and I also do some Rock the Block events. And I just wanted to, first of all, I listened to last week's study session, and I'm sorry I was driving at the time that I listened to it. So I didn't write down everyone's names, but I just wanted to applaud you guys for recognizing the fact that we do need to have more space because, as we talk about these individuals down on Martin Luther King Way, these are sons, these are daughters, these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. And I would encourage anyone to come down and any time with us and just hear some of the stories. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but all of them, they all show that there's becoming a willingness, and these individuals have hope again. The Rock the Block women that Marwan shouted out earlier, they are absolute warriors. And it's really incredible. I would also encourage you guys just to strike the law, because as you're looking at all these other ordinances from all these different jurisdictions, they still haven't been challenged. And we have clear direction as to how the courts view this type of thing. So instead of starting with maybe a flawed outlook, let's look at something more beneficial to everyone other than this camping ordinance. And we can look at different things, different jurisdictions that I believe are doing it right. You have a lot of Canadian municipalities up there that are doing it right. And so I would really encourage us to take, as the individual from Manette said earlier, let's take a different approach. Let's be different. Let's not copy these other counties. Let's not copy these other jurisdictions. Let's set ourselves apart as the city of Bremerton is. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next up, Molly Brooks, please go ahead. Molly.
Hi. I'm Molly Brooks. I'm a member of Kitsap Erase Coalition's Housing and Homelessness team. I was at the Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition meeting earlier today, and they had a very good, I think this has been brought up, but they had a very good presentation on basically a tiny home model that I really think should be looked at for an option. So I really do hope you look at that. I just wanted to encourage you that as you are looking at what to do about this ordinance, that you really make sure you come up with a place for people to go, because they really need a place to go. The situation they're living in right now isn't tenable, and we're trying to do things to make it better. Rock the Block has been amazing. I was there the other day, and what they have set up is, we really have some people who are doing some great things, but we really need to find some solutions, and beyond that, find some more permanent solutions, more housing for people to move into, after that. Just to get people off the streets, because everyone should have somewhere to live. That should be a basic human right, to have somewhere to live. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. And last online, Christi Lyson, and then we'll go back in the room.
Good evening. I don't know when my hand's raised. I want to echo a lot of what you've already heard. That I also am asking that you strike down the camping ban ordinance completely and start over, rather than trying to adopt ordinances that other cities and counties have adopted that are not proven. We haven't seen positive outcomes from any of those ordinances, and so I don't know why we would adopt something that we don't know is effective and works. Secondly, the work that the Rock the Block warriors are doing down on MLK is beyond admirable. They are doing the work our city should be doing. I'm just completely dumbfounded why my city government is okay with the community members carrying the burden of caring for our most vulnerable citizens. And, they're not just feeding people, they are, as other people have said, providing toileting facilities that we have asked for the past year. $10,000 was set aside to fund it, and there's been zero efforts by the government, the city government, to, the administration is supposedly responsible, has not done one darn thing to do anything to put that money to work to help with toilet facilities for the folks down there. And it's not okay. They're also we have nurses doing wound care, which is a huge issue for our folks down there. Taking care of all their needs. And that is not right. That shouldn't be put on just, the community to come and do the work that we're paying you our taxes dollars to do. I'm just completely dumbfounded that you guys are okay with that. And not, taking steps. The county has the HEART program, and they serve all the unhoused. They do outreach for all the unhoused in the county and everything except Bremerton. Why don't we have the same program for Bremerton? I mean, it's just, so we're just left without, and the community members are funding the toilet, to maintain the toilet facilities down there, putting in money to get the food to feed the folks down there. It's I don't get it. I expect more from our city government, and I urge you, dare you, encourage you to go with the people that are doing the outreach down there, and see for yourselves. Talk to the people yourselves.
So sorry to have to cut you off, but thank you for your comments.